after technical difficulties which come with this live stream. Hope everyone got their beverages and got settled in, got your ingredients out if you're cooking along with us. Tonight we're making what I consider game day food because you know what? The Bruins are in the playoffs, guys, and yes, they're #1 team. Thank God, I love them, and we are hoping to win this second game of this first round. So we're going to get this done so that I can go watch hockey. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge hockey fan, and I love Bruins. So, also, I am sporting a new prototype of our apron. We're going to be releasing, we're not sure when, that's going to go out to our Patreons first, and then it'll be available to other people. But this is my new apron. Look, we have a little logo on the pocket, and it says, "Me, hot mess, my food, delicious," which we all know. Welcome to From Scratch, where I'm always a hot mess, but our food always is delicious. So let's get started. Potato salad. I told you guys to go ahead and cook your potatoes just simply because they need to be cool before you put them into your potato salad. So I put mine in a Ziploc after I peel them. Also, I told you to leave the skins on. I really didn't give you an explanation. And that's because when you boil potatoes without the skin, the starch comes out and it's almost impossible to make it into a decent potato salad. So when you're cutting up your potatoes, I like to cut mine up into bite size. You don't want big chunks. People are trying to eat their potato salad. They do not want to have to use a knife. So that's something you should always remember. Also, I use russet potatoes. They are my favorite for potato salad. You can use other kinds of potatoes. I just don't feel like they turn out as well. So, and see how my potatoes aren't sticking together? That is because I left the skins on. You cook them, you peel them, you peel them, then you chill them, then you make a potato salad. So, that's the steps for our potatoes, and that is why it's done that way. Unless you're making German potato with salad, which is a hot potato salad. Now, let's talk a little bit about the history of potato salad because, you know, this girl loves some history on food. That being said, we are planning something new, which we aren't going to tell you about, but we will eventually. So, in the 16th century, the first potato salad was introduced to Europe from Spain. And it was basically just potatoes, wine, and herbs. After that, the Germans influenced the Europeans, and then it was brought to America, where it was eventually someone added mayo to it, and it became what we know as potato salad today. But our potato salad today is actually an influence of European, German, and Spanish. So, and that was in about the 19th century. But mayonnaise was not added to potato salad until it came to Americas. So, I guess as Americans, we're all about the bad stuff. Because obviously, the first potato salad only had wine and herbs and potatoes, so it really didn't have all the fat in it, it just had the starches. So potatoes are considered a starch. Nutritional value, not much, just starchy. But you know what? Everybody needs some starch in their family, in their life. So, we're going to throw this in here. This is about 4.5 pounds of potatoes that I did. I usually do between 3 to 5 when I make boiled potatoes, just simply because my family can eat potato salad for breakfast, for a snack. Well, I should say, except for my picky eater, Isaiah. But the rest of them can eat it. And that's okay. Not everybody has to like potato salad. Okay, so we almost have this done here. And as you can see, keep your fingers clear. We don't want to cut them. My finger is recovering. It's not open anymore. It's just a nasty looking gash that's healing up from me cutting my finger last week when I was cutting up a bagel, because I decided to put my pinky in the wrong location. So please make sure where your fingers are. Okay, so we've got our potatoes almost in there. You can cut these all the same size, which technically would be very chefy of you, but I'm not given to that. So I just like my potato salad to be cut up where it'll fit on my fork, in my mouth, and I don't have mayonnaise and junk all over my face. Okay, this is a salad we make probably once a week in the summer. This is the first one of the season, so my family is very excited, even though technically I consider it too cold outside to have potato salad. But technically it was 90 degrees here when I planned this menu. Okay, so we put our potatoes in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our celery, which I already washed, and you're going to cut it in strips, narrow strips. You do not want big chunks of celery in your potato salad. A lot of people do not like celery, so you can leave it out if you want, but I think it adds a nice crunch factor, and it also adds lovely flavor to the potato salad. So you see how I cut those up into small pieces, and then I bundle them together so I'm not having to cut every single strip separately. This makes it easier and quicker to make a potato salad. And if you've made 25 gallons of potato salad like I have, you learn how to make it quickly, because I have had to do that for catering jobs in the past. I think I did a wedding with hamburgers and potato salad, and that was a lot of potato salad. So, got it. We're just going to kind of pile everything on top of each other, and then we mix it up. Then we're going to get ourselves an onion. Take it, and we're going to take off the outside and peel it. This, you guys are going to be, please don't blink, you'll miss the whole presentation. It's very quick. This is such a quick meal. And also, you're going to be like, why have I not been making this before? Because a lot of people love buffalo chicken wraps, but, you know, frozen chicken heated up, tossed in buffalo and French red hot sauce just doesn't do it for our family. And a lot of restaurants make it that way. But why? It's so easy. I'm going to show you guys in a minute here how to make it, and why it's cooking. We'll chop up the ingredients to go in our sandwich. So we're going to do this whole onion. I try to keep the pieces small because people don't like big chunks of onion. Once again, like celery, nobody wants big chunks of onion in their salad. Nobody wants big chunks of onion in anything except our hamburger. So put our onion in there. Now, we need dill. And the beauty of being up here is, look at this. I can buy this huge bundle of dill. So you need to make sure you've washed it before and washed it, and it's dry, because you don't want to put a bunch of water into your potato salad. You can use dry dill, but it just doesn't taste as good. So you can put as much as little as you want. Personally, if I had my way, I'd use the whole thing. There'd be as much dill as there is potatoes, but my family would probably balk at that. So we're going to skip my preferences. So chopped it all up, throw it in there. Now, the last thing to add to this before we add our mayonnaise, look at that, guys. Look at how fast that's coming together. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. Don't buy potato salad. Make your own. So I get the baby deals. These happen to be Mount Olives. You can get any brand as long as they're these little tiny gherkins, because the big potatoes, the big pickles have a tendency to be soft in the center, and you don't want that in your salad. You don't want any mushy stuff. The only mushy thing that should be in your salad is your potatoes. So we're going to chop these up. And I usually use about a half to 3/4 of a jar this size. If it's a real small one, I'll use the whole jar. And I do cut these up small. I don't want big chunks of pickles either. These are nice because you can just quarter them and then slice them up. And I like to take the little ends off because those ends are gross. Nobody wants to get a piece of that in their mouth. And you're like, oh, who picked these and never cleaned them? The knife I'm using currently is called a Santoku knife. I really like it, and I probably pronounced it wrong, so those of you that know how to pronounce it right, please just secretly say to yourself, Kathy can't pronounce nothing. So, remember, I'm a hot mess. So, put those in. Okay, I think we need more pickles. I'm going to get some more. I'll show you another method to do easily. So you can get all your pickles out here. Quarter them all. Get them all nice and quartered. Please pay attention to when you're doing this so you don't cut yourself. And so you can do all of them at one time. Works better off. It works better when I use a big knife, a chef knife. But I decided to use my Santoku knife because I really like it. It's one of my favorite knives to cut with or chop with. Okay. So this week I've been working on cleaning out my yard for spring. It's looking a lot better. This morning I was removing junk. Okay, I'm not going to put any more pickles in. This is how much I have left. If I decide after mixing it up I need more, then I'll add some then. Okay, so now we're going to take our spoons and we're going to mix it. Okay. And this is what it should look like, an even distribution of onion, celery, and pickle. Your celery, pickle, herbs, and onions should not outnumber your potatoes, but you should be able to get some in every bite, okay? Then I use all-purpose seasoning. As you guys know from the past, I use Lowry's, and I just kind of sprinkle it on the top. That's approximately a half to 1 teaspoon of salt, depending on how much salt you like. Hold on, let me get some of this tea. I'm drinking cranberry tea. It's delicious. Okay. I'm probably going to get stuff all over my brand new apron that I really love. Izetta designed it for me. Isn't she awesome? She's like my driving force that keeps me going. So, I can just dump mayo in and tell, but approximately you're going to need 1 to 2 cups of mayo. Start out on the light side. You can always add more. You cannot take it back. So start out with 1 to 1.5 and stir it. Start mixing it. I'm not a person that tastes my food, but usually I will taste my potato salad after it sets for a little bit before I serve it to make sure it has enough all-purpose seasoning. So that's just a hint, tip. And as you can see, that is plenty of mayonnaise in there. Make sure you get all the way to the bottom of your bowl. And then grab yourself a couple pieces of dill and just put them on top. And then you can take a paper towel, if you are a hot mess like me, and clean off the edges. And this is your potato salad. So we're going to set that aside since that's done and ready to go. We're going to move on. Everybody with me still? Okay, I'm going to talk about next week real quick while I'm cleaning up. Next week I'm doing grilled tilapia bowl. It is a wonderful recipe. It's a 1-bowl meal, but it's a buffet so people can build their own bowl. So I look forward to you guys joining me. It's a wonderful summer, spring meal. Okay, get another cutting board out here. Actually, I'm going to use this one. Put on our gloves, because guess what? Time to touch the chicken. So I'm going to put on my glove. And here's my pack of chicken, or should I say my pack of gold. Okay, we're going to keep one chicken breast out to use. And the rest of them, as you know, I put in Ziplocs. And yes, the last time we did that, I've used all that chicken up. There is none left. So I individually do them. Sometimes I have to get 2 packets out, sometimes just 1. But depending on what I'm making, I like to be able to have them. I don't want them all stuck together because they don't defrost as nicely. Okay, so there's our chicken ready to go in the freezer. Get ourselves a knife. Okay, first thing you need to do is remove the fat. We do not want this fat. This fat gets nasty, hard, and chewy. So you want to remove it. I know people don't like touching meat. Put on your gloves. Then you don't have to worry about it. Your hand is not actually touching it. Okay. Now we're going to butterfly. Butterflying chicken is always your friend because it makes it so you can cut it to the right size. Get yourself a Ziploc, a large one. We're going to cut our chicken into chunks. Now, these cannot be too big. If they're too big, guess what? You won't be able to make your wrap. It will bust your wrap. So make sure your pieces are about this size or smaller. Not too small, but not too big. Just right. So put these all in here. Let's do our other half. Now the breading that we're going to do is a one that I developed for it. I don't even know where I just kind of put some stuff together and came up with this recipe and it stuck. So here we are, 10 years later, still making the same recipe. There you go. Now we have all of our chicken in there. Let's get rid of this. Remove our gloves. I also need to clean my countertop just a minute because I see some chicken pieces and I don't want raw chicken. Okay, that's all sterilized. It's very important to keep your countertop sterile, okay? So next we're going to put in here is we're going to put some flour, all-purpose flour, also known as AP flour. We're going to put 1/3 cup of flour. And then we're going to put a teaspoon of garlic powder. I know I like fresh garlic, but in this recipe you do need to use the powder. Buffalo chicken. The original buffalo chicken wings was found in 1964 by a lady that owned a bar in, guess where? Buffalo, New York. And she, okay, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of cornstarch.
You didn't finish your story. She what?
So she had all these chicken wings left over and she's like, what am I going to do with them? And so she came up with the idea of tossing them in this buffalo sauce that she made and selling them at the end of the night. And you know what? She made a killing, and that's where buffalo chicken came from. I could not find anything out about buffalo chicken wraps. There was a insinuation that this school, high school teacher, home ec teacher, had a thing where she gave a assignment to her kids, and she broke them up into groups of 6, and they each had to come up with something new from a food that's unhealthy that kids like to eat, that is not deep fried, to be served at the cafeteria. And one of the one group decided to take buffalo chicken wings and turn them into what we know as the wrap. So I don't know if that's a true story. I mean, I know it's a true story, but I don't know if that's how buffalo chicken wraps came about. So, now we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper because, after all, buffalo buffalo sauce doesn't have enough kick to it. So we're gonna add some cayenne to it. Because, you know, if your nose isn't running when you're eating it, it's not any good. Okay, so we got our garlic, our cornstarch, and that is all we need to put in here. Take the air out, zip it up, and massage that baby. Give your chicken a nice little massage. Okay, now we're gonna bring our electric skillet over here.
You might want to move. You might want to move the potato salad somewhere else. Yeah.
I'm gonna move our potato salad over here out of the way. Actually, I'll just sit it back here. I know it's completely safe. Okay, so we're gonna bring our electric skillet over. We're gonna turn it on to about 300 and let it warm up. And continue massaging our chicken because we want this flour to get on there nice and good. So, anybody have any suggestions of meals that they would like to see in the future? We have all of our meals planned out that we're going to present through April, but we will be doing next week. We will be in our meeting. We will be planning meals for May, so I'm happy to take suggestions. Just put them in the comments below. Also, we are changing to YouTube for our live stream after next week. We will be, all of our live streams will be there, but we will be posting the videos up to the other places. Okay, once it starts to get warm, add your oil in. There's no right or wrong way to do this. This is just my preference. I prefer to let the skillet.
Yeah, you know where your mark is.
I prefer to let the skillet get hot before I add the oil. That way it gives me less of a chance of getting popping oil. And you can tell when your oil is starting to get hot, it kind of gets waves in it. But I also let you, if you probably noticed, I put my hand like this to feel.
We have a comment of beef Wellington as a suggestion.
Oh, beef Wellington. Oh, well, okay, I've made lots of beef Wellington. Let me put this in here to see. Okay, so I just put a little piece in. It's not ready yet. Beef Wellington is a really good one, but it also takes quite a while to make. And I'd love to spend the whole day with you guys, but you probably wouldn't like to spend it with me. So, but that's definitely something I will put that on to go on our Patreon. So we do have some stuff up on the Patreon. Go feel free to go check it out and see what you think of it. It does have, I don't know if it has it yet. It's supposed to have an interview with me. It's not up yet, but it will be going up. And so you can kind of learn some things about me if you're wondering, if you're not a close friend of mine. And those of you that already know everything about me, just be quiet, okay? Shh, no sharing. Okay, your skillet should be getting hot.
Can you bring it toward the camera? Yeah, more like that.
Okay, so we're going to shake off some of the flour, and then you're going to put it into your skillet. Try not to get too much of the flour in there, but you want the flour on your chicken. So in other words, I guess what I'm saying is don't just turn your bag upside down. Okay, so all of our chicken is in there. Go wash your hands. You have touched raw chicken. Okay, I'm throwing things on the floor again. Okay, so this is going to take a hot minute to cook, so I'm going to just set it to the side. You guys can see I let it cook for a few minutes, and then I turn it, and then eventually we'll bring it back over and add the Frank's Red Hot Sauce. But right now we're going to set it to the side, and we're going to do our ingredients to go inside of our sandwich.
The person that's commented the beef Wellington says sounds good. Hi from Cape Town, by the way.
Oh, hi Cape. I love Cape Town. Oh, I love Cape Town. Now I'm jealous. I'm sitting here thinking of the beach. The beach is like my happy place. So yeah. Okay, so the main thing people put inside of their buffalo chicken wrap is going to be romaine lettuce and Roma tomatoes. So remember, it's your R's. Romaine and Roma. So, and then I serve it with an option of Caesar dressing or chunky blue cheese. Blue cheese is the number one, and then Caesar or ranch is your other options, but this is the normal one that's served with buffalo chicken wraps. So, let's get our lettuce open here. Yes, I go through a lot of lettuce. So, yes, I'm still at my picky. You guys, you have to take off the outside because look at that. It has nasty stuff on it. You don't want to eat that, and it's usually bitter anyway. So, no. Just say no. Okay, hold on. Gotta check I can smell it. Not everybody knows. But, let me check. Not time. Not ready. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for getting tomatoes and stuff out of the garden. I am so tired of buying them at the store, and they look like they're old enough to vote. That's ridiculous, guys. Groceries, you know, your produce should not be old enough to vote or retire. It looks terrible. Okay, make sure you shred your lettuce nice and small, because once again, this is a sandwich. We do not want our tortilla to get a hole in it. Okay, put your tomatoes up. Now on this, let me get a paper towel here. When you're making these sandwiches, it's best if you take some of the seeds out. That way your sandwich won't get all yucky. And it won't. Okay, I'm going to tell the truth. My husband hates tomato seeds, and so that's why I've always done it this way for this sandwich. So, we're going to chop it up.
Well, it's a good tip for picky eaters, or how to help picky
yes,
eaters.
It's also good for picky eaters. My husband never used to like tomatoes, and now he'll eat them, but only if I seed them. And it's because of the mushiness that he doesn't like. So, that's a tip for those of you that have picky eaters. Okay, it's time to turn our chicken. Give it a little toss and turn it over. Should be a light golden brown. Okay. Oh, that's looking perfect. Now, another note. It is important to check the biggest chunk and make sure it is not pink in the center before you add your Frank's hot sauce, okay? So, we're going to cut the top off of it and chop up another tomato since I'm serving 5 of us tonight. Yeah, the thing is I love to teach people how to cook. One of the reasons I like to do that is because I want people to be able to, it's a nice feeling to be the mom that all the kids want to come to your house because they don't want to go out to eat. And when they get older, they want to come because they want to save their money for clothes when they have their own places. So they come to mom's house to eat. Be that person. You can do that by just cooking from scratch. Okay, so now our ingredients is ready to go on our sandwich. I told you guys this is a really quick one. Take this away. Okay, let's put this over here to the side. Let's bring our chicken back. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Check your pieces, kind of move them around, make sure, because when you're doing like little pieces, you have a tendency not to get them all turned evenly, so I like to check them. So, okay. So next week, we are going to be grilling our tilapia and our corn on the cob. So we're going to try using the camera outside that works off the internet. Not sure how well it's going to work because the house we live in is old and they have Latin plaster. And for those of you who don't know that, Latin plaster has horsehair in it. And it does interrupt the internet waves. So here's hoping it works. So we will see what we can do. But it'll only be a few minutes because it doesn't take long to grill the fish or the corn. Okay, let's see here. So then when I get to the point where I think it's done, I take the biggest piece and I take my thing and I cut it in half and I look at it and yeah, that chicken is done in the center. And I'll check a couple pieces just to be safe. Yeah, there's no pink. The thing is you don't want it dead. We are not serving shoe leather, people. We are serving tender morsels of chicken. Okay, Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I don't know anything to substitute for this. In our house, there's two jokes in the house. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I don't have any nails, so I have to do it to get it open. One, Kathy cannot make a recipe without changing it. I've tried, and every time that I cave and do it like it says, it tastes horrible. And my family doesn't like it. So I just don't. And the second thing is, don't make it from scratch, because if you make it from scratch, you'll never go back. And they hold you to it. I'm telling you, people, yes, go ahead and cook from scratch. Your family will love you, and your grocery bill will love you. Okay, and your out-to-eat budget, you'll be able to afford to go to nicer places. Okay, now, of the Frank's Red Hot Sauce, you need about half a cup. So, I guess we should measure because I'm a delinquent. My daughter tells me I need to do better with measuring. Shake Frank up, give him a good jiggle. He likes to dance. Take the lid off. Pour yourself a half a cup. You could do it with the top on, but then you'd be here all night. Now, guys, this is highly important. Listen to me. Do not put your face over it when you're stirring it. You will gag. Your eyes will run. You will start coughing and hacking. You will be on the floor. Don't do that. You ask, how do you know? I've done it. So, don't do that. Now, mix it up good. So this sauce is going to mix with the flour and oil in there, and it's going to thicken. Look at how pretty that is. Okay, does anybody have questions for me? Because I hate to say this, but I'm getting ready to plate this, and we'll be done. So, get our plate out here. You need large tortillas like this. You're going to take one. Put it on your plate. Bring your chicken down to warm. Get some chicken and put it in the center here. If you don't know how to wrap a burrito, watch me carefully. Okay, so we got that in there. Now we're going to add some lettuce, some tomato, and then we're going to get our chunky blue cheese that I just threw everywhere. Sorry about that. I'm not supposed to do that, guys. Let me clean it up off of here. My husband won't care. He loves blue cheese. I'm making his. Okay. Put your blue cheese dressing on there. Now, fold the ends in. Fold the ends. Take this side, fold it over, wrap it under tight, and go over like this. And it will look like this. Okay? Get yourself a knife. Cut it in half. And this is what your sandwich looks like. Then you're going to add some potato salad to that. And there you go, guys. There's your meal. Grab a napkin, head to the TV. Grab a napkin, head to the TV, and watch the Stanley Finals. It's hockey. Everybody root for the Bruins. They are doing so good. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys next week for grilled tilapia bowls, which is a family favorite also. Enjoy your potato salad and your buffalo chicken wrap, and have a great evening.